Hi, my name is Connor Julian, and by the end of this tutorial, I am hoping to ensure that you as the viewer have a full understanding of online services that can be used to manage large amounts of data in the most efficient way possible. In this video, I'm going to be going through 8 main points. The introduction is going to include some basic information about Google and their available services, as well as walk you through the registration process if you don't already have a Google account. Afterwards, I'll be doing a quick summarization of each of the main services that Google offers and their primary purposes for each. The 4 main points in this video are going to be simple walkthroughs of Google Documents, Google Sheets, Google Finances, and Google Mail. After walking you through these services, I'm going to show you how you can easily share your work and collaborate with others to where they can also view or even edit the work at the same time you do. At the end of this video, I'm going to include a quick conclusion section to where we can summarize everything that we've learned through this tutorial. While Microsoft provides software to carry out many data management capabilities with their collection of Microsoft Office programs, these require you to pay for their license. The services that Google offers, however, are completely free. Google Documents carries out the same function as Microsoft Word, and Google Sheets being the equivalent to Microsoft Excel, and so on and so forth. Unlike Microsoft, you do not have to download these programs, but instead you can use them inside of your web browser. Assuming that you're using Windows, you have the option of either using Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or the default web browser Internet Explorer. For the sake of this video, we're going to be using Google Chrome, that being appropriate seeing as we're using other Google services as well. The steps I'll walk you through will work on just about any browser, but if you want to follow exactly what I'm doing in Google Chrome, simply go to the Start menu and open up Internet Explorer. Once open, you can go to www.google.com/Chrome. Once the web page is loaded, you can go to the Download section and click on For Personal Computers. Afterwards, click on Download Chrome, which is going to prompt your Windows Explorer as to where you want to save the executable file, or the file with the extension .exe. Once saved, run the file and it will bring you through the simple installation process. If the installation process was done correctly, Google Chrome should open automatically. Use Google Chrome from now on as opposed to Internet Explorer. In this video, I'm going to break down 4 services of Google: Google Documents, Google Sheets, Google Mail, and Google Finances. Google Documents, often called Google Docs, is a word processor that allows you to format Word documents as well as collaborate with people in real time. In other words, you can allow others to watch as you type out your document or even comment and make corrections on it. This feature is great if you're working to share work with a large amount of people as you're constantly working on it together. Google Sheets has the same collaboration capabilities as Google Documents. However, instead of being a word processor, Google Sheets is used to create spreadsheets, as opposed to Word documents. Like Google Documents, you can share your work with others whether you want them to be able to view your document or if you want them to work on it with you. You can not only input data into Google Sheets, but there are also functions that will automatically calculate data for you depending on what you specify. I will walk through some of the basic formulas that will most likely be used on a regular basis. Google Mail will most likely be your main method of communication with people online outside of the mainstream social networks. Google Mail, often referred to as Gmail, is just like any other emailing service, but I will be showing some of the features you may not have known existed when constructing emails, such as sharing your Google files, linking to other sites, inserting images, and more. There are also features that allow you to keep your inbox well organized by tagging and sorting out your emails into personalized categories. And lastly, I will be doing a quick run through on Google Finances. While I'm mostly going to be focusing on gathering information for stocks on Google Finances, I will also show you how you can access the most recent economic news and manage. Once open, go to google.com and click on the blue Sign In button if you're not already signed in. Now that we're logged into our account, we're going to look over on the right hand side and hit the icon with the 9 boxes in total. After the menu opens, you're going to click More and find your way down to Docs. In the case that you can't find Docs, you can always go up to the address bar and type in www.google.com/docs. Obviously, there isn't too much here already, but if you already had documents that were created by yourself or that were shared with you, they would appear here. At the top right, we can see that you have options to sort your files however you like or change the view of them depending on your preference. To create a new document, we're going to click on the plus sign in the lower right hand corner. A blank document will now be opened up. On the top row, you're going to see several buttons. The first button is if you want to print the current document that you're on, and the undo and redo functions are useful in the case if you perform an action that you would like to easily backtrack. You can also do the undo feature by hitting Ctrl-Z on your keyboard and redo by Ctrl-Y. The fourth icon is the paint format, which copies format to another selection of text if you customize your document already. An example of copying and pasting format may be if you had a certain text with the Arial font and green coloring. Now, if you copied that format and pasted it to the other paragraph that has no formatting, it will now copy the format of the paragraph above. Next to the Format Paint tool, you can change the zoom of the document. The zoom of your document does not affect the final product, but instead just changes how you currently are viewing the document. This box here changes the type of text you're typing, whether it's a normal paragraph or some variation of header text. Next to that is the font or print of your text, and beside that is the font size, which changes how big or small you want the text to be. The next four are the text effects, including bold, underline, italics, and font color. The next icon is if you want to put a clickable link into your Word document. For example, let's say I wanted to link a certain part of my text to the YouTube homepage. I would select the text that I want to link, click the link icon, type in the link into the link text field. Once done, you will see that your selected text is now blue, as well as being underlined, indicating that it is a clickable link in the document. The next icon is the option to add a comment depending on where your cursor is in the document. This is incredibly useful when collaborating on a large document that has several people that might be editing simultaneously. These buttons here are the alignment of your text, which can either be placed left, center, right, or justified, which will make the ends of the text evenly aligned. Here you can adjust the spacing of the document, whether you want lines of text to be close together or more spaced out. These two here are concerning automatically formatted lists, one being a numbered list and the other being bulleted lists. By clicking the down arrow on each side of these buttons, you can change the style of which these lists are made. These two are probably the most simple, increasing or decreasing the indent of the line. And lastly, this button will clear any existing formatting of any highlighted text, whether it be color, bolding, underline, and etc. Here at the top of the workspace, you can obviously see the File, Edit, View, Insert, Format, Tools, Add-ons, and Help menus. The File menu is not dealing with the content within the document, but instead the document itself. Here you can create a new document, rename the current document, make a copy of the current document, move this document to a certain folder within your online storage, which is dealing with your Google account, also known as Google Drive, or get rid of this current document by moving it to the trash bin. Now, revision history is typically used if you're collaborating with a large group of people on this one document, but it will show you the changes you yourself made and what time and day as well. This is incredibly helpful in the sense that you can see who is working on what and how much work has been done over time. You can also download this document, which would mean saving it onto your computer. Now keep in mind, anytime changes are made to your document, the web browser automatically saves it to your Google account. You don't have to manually save it every time when you're using Google services. However, if you want an offline version of the document on your computer, you can use this option to save it. If you have Microsoft Word, save it as a .docx. However, if you don't have any word processor similar to Microsoft Word, then you can simply save it as a .txt, which can be opened using Notepad, which is a default program on Windows. Keep in mind that saving it in a format such as .txt, or a basic text file, will not keep your formatting or images that you may have inserted into the Word document. This format is specifically for raw text only. Publishing your document to the web will make it accessible to everyone, not just for those you share it to. We're not going to focus on this, seeing as we're going to use these services for more personal matters. Emailing collaborators will give you the option to either share the document to be edited or to give the ability to add comments to it. Emailing as an attachment will just give that person the ability to view the document, but not make any changes to it. Page setup and print preview will show you how your document will look once finalized, and printing will obviously print your document. The features in the Edit menu are about the same on the main bar. However, you can copy and paste selections of text here in the Edit menu. Let's say you have a sentence at the beginning of your Word document and for whatever reason you want to use it later on during the text. Going to the Edit menu, you can copy the highlighted text you currently have selected. After copying the text, you can put your cursor in the place you would like to insert the text, go to Edit, and Paste. These two actions also have keyboard shortcuts. If you would like to copy, you would hold Ctrl-C, and to paste, Ctrl-V. The other useful feature in the Edit menu is the Find and Replace tool, which is pretty self-explanatory. Here I have an example paragraph where I make an announcement about Jill being able to help on a Saturday event. However, Jill is no longer able to make it for us, and John has decided to help instead. Instead of replacing every time I put in Jill, we can use the Find and Replace tool, type in Jill, and replace it with John. This will find all instances in the document where Jill is placed and automatically put John. The View menus are simply used to change how you're currently viewing the document. It can also be used to eliminate some areas in the workspace that you don't necessarily need. For example, if you're not using anything math related, you're probably not going to be needing the equation toolbar. The average person most likely doesn't need the ruler either, with the exception of probably printing at the end and wanting to see how big the document is. You can also remove the bar of menus if you don't plan on using them, and just clicking on the arrows on the right hand side to bring them back whenever you need. You can also change what mode you're viewing the document in to see perspectives of other people that may have access to the document. For people that you've only given access to make comments on, you can use the comment only mode, or if they can only view it, you can see it from the view only perspective as well. The insert menu is pretty simple. If you want to insert an image, you have the option to either insert images that are already on your account storage, on your computer, or even pasting in a link with a photo online into your document. You can also insert freely drawn images into your document, as well as changing text to a clickable link. Basic tables can also be inserted for displaying data as well, but we will wait until we get into Google Sheets for tables. You can add footnotes in the place where your cursor is and have it automatically format at the bottom of the page. A horizontal line can also be inserted when you want to separate the document in some way, or perhaps even for the use of a footer. You can use page numbers to display how many pages there are for multiple page documents. Page break will skip over the rest of the whole document and start on a fresh new one. Headers, footers, bookmarks, and even table of contents can be inserted as well. The formatting menu is pretty simple, and a lot of them are already on the main bar that we went through. The Tools menu has a bunch of fantastic features. You can have it check the document for any spelling errors or suggestions, do quick research on a subject on the side of your document, define a word using the built-in dictionary, or count how many words are currently in the document. The only other two features you'll probably use here are Preferences, which will automatically correct certain cases of words in your document, for example, 3/5 to 3/5, and the Personal Dictionary can be used if you have a word that is commonly used in your document, but is not technically a word and the document wants to keep correcting it. We're not going to get into the Tables menu, for we're just about to move on to Google Sheets, seeing as now we are done here in Google Documents.